Hey everyone, Skull902 here for the finale of Donkey Kong Country 3. We're about to go into Chaos Core, the final world of the game, at least, with normal gameplay and whatnot, but holy good god, 40 fucking minutes, in this last world here, it's not just, a boss fight, like in the first game. It's not just a level and a boss fight, like in the second game. This is a whole ass world, 5 levels, 1 boss fight. Let's fucking go. My body is ready. And all that assorted hype up talk. And good god, Knuckles can roll now. What a world we live in. But aside from all that, I do look forward to talking about some stuff here in this final world. The first of which is I do want to make some corrections to things that I said in the previous parts. First of which is the new animal buddy Perry, who for whatever reason I remembered having like a fuller name than he does. So I was a bit of an idiot in that regard. It's literally just Perry. For whatever reason, like I thought that it was Perry the Parallel Bird, but it's not. I mean, like that would fit. He does fly parallel to you, but that is absolutely not the case. And then the second thing is like Cranky's purpose and what he does, where you can find him in the second game. In DKC2, for whatever reason, I thought that the award ceremony was also like the location that you found him in, but that's really not the case. When you find Cranky on the map, it's the Monkey Museum, where he gives out all those tips and tells you about, how new video games are shitty and whatnot. Which is certainly the case for modern video games, but back then, not so much. Shots fired. But aside from that, like, the award ceremony itself is called Cranky's Video Game Heroes, to honor all those who excelled in the collection of DK Hero coins, or DK coins as they're simply called in this game. And if we want to just go completely fucking bonkers for a moment and speculate that if Cranky were real and hosted this here segment, I'd be in pretty good standing on the medal table, at least when compared to the Nintendo characters that were there before. Link had 19, which I eventually got in the second game. Yoshi had 29. Mario had 39. So let's just do some basic math here, because I do eventually get 41. As you'll see in the next part for this game. And I tied with Link last time. So add the 41 to the 19 that I got in DKC2, and that amounts to 60. I fucking obliterated all of them. Mario especially. Or I should say Mario being the most impressive of the bunch. Here he is, like the face of video games, basically, and I fucking, and I beat his total by over 20. So, yeah, get on my level, Mario. Goodness gracious. I kid, of course, I kid. I am a shitty video game player. But, one thing that I didn't lie about. At the very end of the second part, when I said that we'll be seeing Wrinkly next time, she actually was in part 3, so at least I'm not a liar when it comes to that. Or, just generally I didn't make any mistakes or whatever. So, you know, that's cool. I like it. I like it when I'm correct. But, moving on, I do want to also talk about like some of the level gimmicks and whatnot in this world. Last time it was conveyor ropes, which, barring any possibilities in the next world that I don't remember at the moment, I think is the only time that shows up in this game. And that level's actually like, you know, pretty daunting for people. It's an example, as TV tropes would describe it, as that one level. Some people have it at. I don't think that conveyor rope clash is that bad. You just gotta be like real patient with it. But I can definitely see why, because even when you are being patient with it, there are some moments where like the ropes can be a complete and total pain in the ass. So it's an understandable position to take, definitely. And then in this one you have ghost barrels, which I guess that's a point that I didn't really get onto, is that there is a few new barrels here, and I did mention that last time. Last time being the last game, was that there's a couple new barrel types in this one. So I guess I'll just briefly mention the ghost barrels here. They show up intermittently, and you just basically have to time it correctly. So, you know, sometimes they can be a pain, because some of them are faster than the others, like particularly the ones that are under the red buzzes. For instance, so Squitter here, who I found completely by accident during the practice run, makes a good chunk of this level a lifesaver. Unless if you want to get up to the bonus barrel, which I do eventually do, but eh. Then it's a bit it's a bit tricky. And we'll see that here, but the other new barrel types, they were in World 3. Like, there's the rocket barrels, which like automatically propel you up, which, you know, wouldn't be any different from blast barrels. But the thing about the rocket barrels is that, like, before shooting you up, they like propel you very far, or at least I say very far, but you know, it's a considerable distance, you know. So there's those ones, and then there's also the tracker barrels that again they do automatically shoot you up, but when you're in them you have like complete control of your movements, so or well, not complete control, obviously, because they still automatically shoot you up, but you know, when you're in the air, the barrel will follow you. That's basically the point. So yeah, new barrel types in this game. I went on that spiel for like way longer than I should have, but you know what, that saves me commentary time at least, so I need all the fucking help that I can get with a video this long. So yeah, again, just good timing is the key in this level, and I don't really consider it too bad. Though this one does have the single most annoying DK coin in the entire game, which I will definitely fucking show. You know, it takes one of my crossfades in order to get it, because I think I spent like 5 fucking minutes trying to get it. Here it is. But the next thing in my notes here that I actually wanted to talk about was, you know, I mentioned the DKC cartoons in this LP as well as the last one, you know, in DKC 2. But one thing that I think is really fun is this parody, this abridged series. Donkey Kong Country Abridged by Uncle Al, who if you don't know who Uncle Al is, he is a fucking incredible impressionist. Like most of the voices that he does, not just in the Donkey Kong videos, but just in general, like he's I think mostly known for his Hugh Neutron. His impressions are almost 100% fucking perfect. Like there is rarely an impression that this guy does that's bad. You know, if it's not Hugh Neutron that he's known for, then he does a lot of SpongeBob voices as well. Guy is a fucking pro. So that just has to be said. But I wanted to show some appreciation for his DKC Abridged because it's really fucking funny. You know, Rabid pointed it out to me when it was brand new, and one of the episodes actually, Ape Fu Young was turned into Ape Fool Young. So yeah, like there's some different characterizations in there. Obviously, like Diddy is in the closet, and he's particularly obsessed with trying to get with Donkey Kong. Cranky is a crazed old pervert who spies on people. It's fucking great. So I just wanted to give that a recommendation, and link will be in the description and whatnot. So yeah, I couldn't spiel on about that as long as I wanted to, but here we are in Lightning Lookout, and the gimmick to this level is that there are lightning bolts that intermittently appear, and you know, you got to be on the lookout for them, as the level's name implies. So they will give you a warning. Again, this is a level I never really felt was too bad, but some people have like a real big problem with it. But again, I never really considered it too much trouble. You just got to be patient about it. If the lightning strikes while you're in the water, even if you're not directly under the bolt, you will be fucked, which makes sense. But you know, sometimes it does suck. When you think that you're going along fine, and then oops, you know, there's a lightning bolt or whatever. That was a risky ass move that I did, but you know, it fucking paid out. But you know, there's also some irony involved with this one. There's a couple stories that I have to tell about this level and its gimmick and whatnot. Like when it comes to my experiences with the Donkey Kong Country series. So the first one was a couple years ago when I was editing the non-commentary footage for the first game. Like, there was a thunderstorm going on when I was editing part 6. And I couldn't help but notice that it was, like, fairly close to me. And, you know, I was just going along, trying to hurry up because thunderstorms can take your electricity out and whatnot. And then, while I'm just sitting here minding my own fucking business, I see like my room fucking light up because it's at night, and my window just brightens up, and the loudest thunder that I've ever heard in my life goes on like very shortly afterward. It was scary. I just about had a heart attack with that one. So as soon as that happened, I was like, oh man, when I do DKC 3, I'm talking about that incident. Or well, incident, but you know, whatever. I committed myself to talking about it during this LP, so there you go. And then the second thing, the second bit of irony was the day that I recorded this footage, there was a thunderstorm going on. I think that I practiced it earlier in the day with Rabbit and Josh watching, and like I think at that point the weather was, you know, normal, but I decided later on to record the world, and at that point, the thunderstorm was going on. And I was like, hey, that's neat and ironic. Hopefully the electricity doesn't cut out and I have to waste this fucking footage. So, yeah, you know, lightning lookout. I don't consider it too bad, but, you know. It was just a couple of fun stories that I associate with that level and my experiences with Donkey Kong Country in general. So, yeah. Now, this level, this is another one of those ones that people really do not like, but for whatever reason, I don't usually have too much trouble with. Or, well, you know, actually, come to think of it, in my practice run and this recording, I had some trouble. So, perhaps. Perhaps my original take was just, you know, based on me getting lucky. But, you know, all the coin enemies, there are new ones, and, you know, God help you if you get, like, in their path, because they're gonna run after you if you're just flat on the ground. If you're in the air, they'll try to aim their shields up, and this level is basically like, if you don't have Dixie, you're fucked. So, yeah. Not much to say about that level. If you have Dixie, it's fine. But otherwise, like, good lord. You know. It's not going to be a fun time if you don't. Speaking of not a fun time. Here we are in this here final level. I couldn't catch the name. I was gonna say Poison Pond, but I'm fairly certain that's a level from the first game. Oh goodness. But, you know, it's a water level, and, you know, normally that wouldn't be too bad, but as you might be able to see, I am taking this one a little more carefully than I normally would. And the reason why that's the case is this is not a normal water level. One might be able to tell by the purple colorization, but, like, you know, this water has fucking something in it, and much like the purple haze that K. Rool shoots out in both of his boss fights in the second game, you know, it affects you in a way that it reverses your D-pad controls. So, indeed, left is right, right is left in this level. It takes some getting used to. Thankfully, Unguard is here, so, like, there's a certain portion of the level that's better to go through because, you know, you can just use your attack there and be fine. But you do have to spend a fair portion of it swimming. And that's, like, it's nerve-wracking as fuck because obviously you're not used to moving like that. So every time that you do move, it kind of feels like a risk. So, yeah, definitely not one of my favorite levels, but, you know, there's not really any level in this final world that I consider terribly dickish. So, it's a very forgiving final world, come to think of it. But, yeah. That's this level for you. Whatever the fuck it's called. You saw the name earlier. But another thing that I wanted to mention was, you know, I talked about playing this in practice for Rabbit and Josh, and I also mentioned before that my original playthrough was also with their accompaniment. So, you know, much like last time, there was a list of notes made about the playthrough that I kind of felt would be fun go over and talk about like certain things that happened in it. Like, for instance, when I was talking, or rather playing the Auric boss fight in World 2, I was having a big old troubling time with that guy, and this was on Skype when sound sharing was a thing on that program. So like, I forget who, but it was probably Rabbit, because this seems like his humor. Could have been Josh. But one of them was playing the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon theme song. And it just happened to end as I was dying. So I screamed out, "Fuck!" And, you know, so it sounded like, "Here comes the Spider-Man! Fuck!" Like, you know, they thought that was pretty amusing. And then, like, we had talks about the brothers Bear, and Rabbit, like, wondered, you know, if they were all brothers, then their parents must have some really active love lives. And there was also just, like, how the equivalent of claptraps in this game sound, like, way deeper than, like, critters or even, like, Crushas in the first two games. The Crusha equivalents, though, that they sound fucking scary in this one. So, yeah, just a lot of fun conversation that we had during that playthrough. I completely talked over the first phase of this boss, but you gotta hit him in the Vinny head. That's not to say Super Nintendo 64. Don't hit Vinny in the head. He might abuse Chow, but, you know, violence is not an answer for violence. And then, like, he disposes of that head, and out pops another one that looks like Beaker from the Muppets. And during that phase, he shoots out missiles, and basically if you stay, like, right by his side after the first missile, then he won't hit you. Hit him on the head again with a barrel, like you did during the Vinny phase. And then KAOS is out of commission. And it's revealed here that it's K. Rool, who is donning the personality of Baron K. Rulenstein, a mad scientist, which goes along with the intended industrial theme of this game. Which isn't as apparent as the pirate theme in the last game, but, you know, whatever. This starts up the second phase of the boss fight and the, like, real fun part. You know, think of the KAOS part as, like, the appetizer, and this part as the meal, as it were. I fucking love this boss fight, so this is gonna be 2 hits. Basically, K. Rool is only damageable if you hit him, like, in his backpack there. So, like, if you hit the backpack or the propeller, then you're good. Just make sure that it's not the top of the propeller. What he's gonna do is just at first he's just gonna skim across the floor, and if you stay in the corner there, you should be good. Every time you hit him, he's going to bounce around the screen, so you got to be real careful about his screen position. And then once he's done with that, off to the next phase, these platforms come in, and now the floor is dangerous. So you got to go over to that lever on the other side of the screen and do this twice. Just send him into the electricity, and marvel in amazement at how he doesn't die. I presume his little jetpack there saved him. But again, you got to be quick about this. And again, it takes good timing, but that's the second phase there. So he realizes that that's not going to work, and so the third phase is he's going to make this platform move. Or rather, there's another platform out there. He's going to make that move. So your original platform gets sent out to the side, And again, Dixie's a lifesaver. It's not necessarily required, but it really does fucking help if you have Dixie. During the middle two phases here, he won't fly over all the way, so you're completely safe. You saw that. But during this phase, it's all about just landing on that little platform and hitting him in a similar way to the way that you did before. Now, this phase, there are 2 platforms. Both of them are on the opposite sides there. You got to make it all the way across to the other side before the electricity shoots out. It fires in spurts, if you will. So again, it's just about good timing. You got to make sure that you don't leave the barrel there either, because as we saw before, the barrel will break if the electricity hits it. It's not a steel keg, it's just a regular old barrel. So yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't really paying too good of attention, but and oh, that was bullshit. I didn't even notice that. How did I not notice that while I was playing? I fucking hit him in the back. What the hell? But, do that 3 times and it's all over. You get a nice little bear coin and everything. And, yeah, the game beaten, everyone. The game is beaten. So, there's Donkey and Diddy Kong, and apparently they don't remember a single thing that happened. I presume they're going to live with some trauma for a little bit as they realize that they were used as batteries, basically, for a death robot that caused a lot of pain and destruction. Or good, if you believe the Kongs are the villains theory. They're devastated that they did good deeds. And then, of course, Cranky has to come in and ruin the day because he's a ratchety old bastard, as I previously described. But, again, just a really fucking fun boss fight, in my opinion. I did a complete fucking stupid at the end with not really keeping up with my timing there and losing Dixie. That would have been a no-hit boss fight otherwise, but I suppose that, in the grand scheme of things, it fits within the theme. In the first DKC game, I lost Donkey Kong and got the final hit on the last boss with Diddy. In the second game, I don't remember the K. Rool's Keep boss fight, like how that turned out, but I think that I lost Diddy and had to hit him with Dixie. Oh, no, it was the other way around. But in the Lost World boss fight, I lost Diddy and had to hit him with Dixie. So, it was like a handoff. And in this game, same thing. I lost Dixie, and I had to finish him off with the new partner. But unfortunately for Kiddy, there isn't going to be a sequel for him. Rare didn't turn around in 1997 and release Donkey Kong Country 4 Kiddy's Kong-Trived Adventure or anything like that. So, fuck you, Kiddy. You're barely ever going to be seen again. You are a shame and a disgrace onto this franchise. But, as this extremely long roll call goes, I want to get into my thoughts on the game here, because I surprisingly haven't really called back to what I said that I was going to do in the first part and talk about just its general development. This game does have a divisive sort of reception among the fan base. And with critics, too, to be perfectly honest. I guess I can get into that first. When this game was released, critics were like, yeah, it's good, but Rare's fucking stupid. You're releasing a 2D platformer on the Super Nintendo in 1996? What the fuck is wrong with you? And then, you get into the fan reception, and it's like, if it's not the levels or the boss fights, it's just the general theme. This is a more atmospheric game. than the other two. You know, and maybe they don't like the gimmicks or some of the new enemies or something along those lines. And you know, like, I think that maybe a part of that is because, at least in my opinion, what goes against DKC3 is that it's a good game that followed two great games. So I think that a lot of people's expectations were really, really high because DKC2 is legitimately like one of the top 3 best games on the Super Nintendo. That shit fucking slaps. And it's not even a song. So, like, I can get being let down, but to you know, overdo the opinion and think that it's a bad game, I'm not really seeing it here. What I'm seeing is a solid platformer that was made by, you know, the B team. I mentioned that before. You know, they were put up to the task because everyone involved with making the two classics that preceded it were off, you know, learning the N64 and beginning to develop Banjo-Kazooie. So they were busy doing that, and they had a second team here who I believe had made all the Donkey Kong Land games for the Game Boy, you know, before this. And I think that they delivered. You know, they learned from the A team, and it might not be as good as the first two games, but they delivered a solid experience. I quite like Donkey Kong Country 3. It is a good game. And you know, many people throw this game under the bus and whatnot, and maybe they even use the B team thing as an argument against it. But to be perfectly fair, you know, when the A team had to delay Banjo-Kazooie, the B team fucking stepped up and made Diddy Kong Racing, which a lot of people think is one of the N64's best games. So, you know, they fucking came in a pinch and really helped Rare out in 97. You know, if people didn't buy GoldenEye anyway. But, you know, I think that the people here who worked on this game put in a good effort, and that's just not recognized enough among, you know, the Donkey Kong fandom, I suppose. So, you know, I just wanted to give my props and everything to the team that made this game. You know, all the level developers and everything like that. You guys made a fucking solid game that I think lives up to the first two. You know, again, it might not be as good, but you didn't fuck it up. So, you know, this game fits. This game definitely fits. And another thing that, like, I think people cite is the music. I mentioned the themes, like in terms of aesthetic and whatnot, being more atmospheric. That was sort of the thing that they were going for with this game, in like combination with its industrial themes. And I think that the music fits in with that too. David Wise, who was the main composer for DKC1 and the sole composer for DKC2, only did like a few tracks for this game, at least on the original version. He completely redid the soundtrack for the Game Boy Advance, but that's another story that can be saved for the scripted extra video. But Evelyn Fisher, who did a couple tracks for the first game, was brought on to be the main composer. For whatever reason, I'm like keep mentally taking the first M out of there. Composer, the only M. God, I'm an idiot. But Evelyn Fisher was brought in to be the main composer for this game. And, you know, there's a few songs from this game that, you know, will play in my head every now and then. So I think that she did her job, you know. There's the theme that plays during, like, the first level. I'm going to call them the cabin theme levels. There's that one, and I don't know most of them by name, but there's that one. The water theme, I think in particular, is a very strong follow-up to the other two water themes in this game, or in this series. Like before the Retro Studios games, the Super Nintendo trilogy. And there's also Nuts and Bolts, like I talked about. The bonus themes, this credits theme here. The ending boss theme pops into my mind every now and then. So, on the music front, I think that a really good job was put into this one as well. So that has to be said. Obviously, the graphics are very impressive for the Super Nintendo. I don't think much has to be said about that. And there's also, generally there's some quality of life improvements as well. Not having to pay for saves and other, various shit. Paying for stuff is only really necessary, if you want to do unnecessary side stuff like Swanky's party tent or whatever the fuck it was called. Or the optional side quest stuff that you need for a complete save file. Or at least the secret ending. So, again, I will be showing that off next time, but... yeah, even then, there are still some improvements from the second game, even if some of the other things were a very slight downgrade. But yeah, man, I think that I've just about exhausted all that I could say. Again, I'm not fucking playing DK64. I'm sorry for anyone who might have expected me to. But yeah, again. Just one more time, DKC3 is a good game that I feel like is a worthy sequel to the greatness of the first two Donkey Kong Country games. I love this trilogy so much, and I'm really glad that, even after all my commentary troubles during this game, that I was able to, get this LP out and just express my appreciation for everyone here, and in the credits for the first two games as well, for their wonderful efforts to create a trilogy of extremely entertaining games. And with that, we're gonna get my my save file rank and everything. So I think that I'm gonna call it a commentary here. And yeah, so next time that I do an LP, it's going to be Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. That's going to be my Christmas playthrough, a game that I also hold a near and dear spot in my heart for the Super Nintendo, and I'm really looking forward to that one. So I hope that you guys join me then. Just one more quick note, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the first extra video, that's going to be showing off Krematoa and all the post-game stuff, so if you want to see that, then, hey, there's going to be another video tomorrow, but if not, then I hope that you guys are looking forward to the previously mentioned Yoshi's Island playthrough that'll be coming out in December. So that'll do it for this LP. I have been Skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.